And welcome back to Daytime. Our thanks to Grant, chef from Tiger Jack's Bar and Grill, for some of the most amazing ribs you will ever. Oh, actually, I just take care of this.
You might want to take care of that.
Yeah, that blueberry barbecue sauce, wicked, and just not a lot, but just a little kick to it.
Yeah,
just a little.
Did you enjoy? Yes.
It was very good.
Well, at least it had some blueberries in it, and I do believe blueberries are part of the superfood group. Not 100% sure, so let's find out from Craig Hamilton, strength coach at Empower Conditioning. Good to have you here. Is blueberries one of them?
I guess it could be thought of as one of the foods that are have some beneficial effects above and beyond just getting nutrition or just vitamins, minerals, calories out of it. So kind of what piqued our interest for today's topic was just an article that was printed off in the Globe and Mail a few days ago calling, "Is this supplement a weight loss miracle?" So we're talking about raspberry ketones. I'm sure you guys have heard of those.
My mom ran out and bought a bottle after Dr. Oz was talking about it on her show.
Clearly that's my problem. I don't watch Dr. Oz. What are raspberry ketones?
So basically they're it's a phenolic compound, so meaning it's the stuff that gives the aromatic smell to raspberries.
Okay.
So there's not a lot of actual content in the actual raspberries because phenolic compounds are very potent. So very small dosages give a lot of smell. So basically the extract is produced synthetically in a lab and given as a supplement.
And does it work?
Does it work?
Is it the miracle supplement that
Well, what have
everybody
you
says?
heard about it? What does your mom seem to say?
Well, she has said that it helps to break down fat. It actually is supposed to make your fat cells smaller. All these wonderful, miraculous things.
Sounds great.
So, yes, those are some of the purported benefits. So something that Dr. Oz say, it's something along the lines, oh, it's a miracle fat loss cure in a bottle. Anything to sell a product, right? So, and this is more mainstream media to the masses. So when we actually look at the research, most of the studies have been done on rats or mice. So, and they're giving them dosages that were equal to about 2% of their body weight. So for someone like me who's well over 200 pounds, that means I'd have to eat 4 or 5 pounds of the extract to get the same dose that these rice and rats are getting, or mice and rats, sorry. So basically, yes, there's some beneficial studies showing benefits in rice. Keep saying mice and rats.
Are you hungry?
Maybe.
Eat some rice.
But there are no studies to date showing positive benefits in humans. So basically, it's kind of just smoke and mirrors at this point until we see some more significant research done in the field. So it's no different than when you look back in the years, there was pomegranate extract, acai berry extract, mango extract. It just goes on and on and on. It's just every few years they come up with a new fruit. They kind of just pull it out of the hat, and say, this is the new superfood, this is the new fat loss drug. And it basically plays into the vices of society of looking for that magic pill and that magic cure. So
we're all looking for an easy way to do something that's really hard, right?
Exactly. And so the old adage that if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And the easiest way usually, or the hardest way, I guess, but it's the simplest, is just diet and exercise and hard work.
So you mentioned a whole bunch of them going back. Clearly, there must have been some research done on those ones. Is there such a thing as a superfood? Maybe it's not this one, but
some people's definition of superfood is different. So common lists of superfoods include all the things with high antioxidant content. So the blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, broccoli, black beans, and so they're not necessarily superfoods, but they might be, say, more nutritious or more beneficial to your health as opposed to some other foods with less nutrients in them per density. So looking at something like iceberg lettuce is primarily water. There's not a whole lot of nutrition in it. Even romaine would be considered a superfood compared to iceberg. So it's kind of just along the spectrum of less good and better. So, and when you gear your kind of intake towards all the better foods, you're going to be healthier in the long run.
Where does supplementation fall? Can we categorize that into anything other than a supplement? I mean, can it be considered? I mean, we hear all these wonderful things that are in supplements, like all these nutrients and proteins and all this stuff, and that seems kind of
supplementation should be exactly that. It should be a supplement to a healthy, balanced diet. So some people like to take a multivitamin to kind of say top up all those vitamin and mineral stores. Meanwhile, I like to kind of approach, if you're eating, you look at someone's diet and then you kind of analyze it and you can look at specific nutrients. So for women, common things that they're deficient in are iron, calcium. Vitamin D is a big one that almost all people in Canada should probably be supplementing with. So there's certain supplements and nutrients that yes, we want to supplement with because our diet isn't giving us those nutrients. Meanwhile, looking at just kind of a broad base, all these kind of fat loss drugs, supplements, 99% of the stuff doesn't have a whole lot of research to support it. So most of the stuff you see in your health food store, the research is kind of wonky on either side. But the important thing to remember though is research is, you can kind of make things look like you want them to.
Yeah.
So like you can play with the stats, you can play with the study and kind of tweak it to represent something that may not be there.
So with all this questionable information, how do we know? How can we see through the smoke and the mirrors to the truth?
Consulting, kind of going to see like experts in your community. So whether it be professors, your medical doctors, sometimes a good resource depending on their background. Some of them know very little about nutrition and supplementation. They get about 1 week of nutrition schooling at Western's med school, I know. So it might not be as much, or seeing a registered dietitian, so at the health unit, or going to private counseling, or trying to do your own research if you know someone with a little bit of background research, and kind of making your own opinion, formulating, as opposed to listening to one article or one person on TV like Dr. Oz, who is probably benefiting from the sales of raspberry ketones at some point or another. So
yeah, probably.
So yeah, it is difficult, but kind of just not accepting it right away for what it is, and kind of waiting, playing it out a bit. The thing is, so something like raspberry ketones that came out, it kind of might be that, oh my God, I want to take this, and then it might also be that kind of stimulus to get someone to exercise and start eating healthier. So then they get results, and then they attribute it to this magic superfood or pill, as opposed to the fact that they've been running and eating healthy for the past 6 months.
Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly.
Well, you can spend your money on either raspberry ketones or spend your money on a good trainer, right?
Yeah,
there you go. You can find a good trainer at Empower Conditioning. Thanks again there, Craig. 206 Piccadilly Street in downtown London, or empowerconditioning.com online. It's time now to take a look at today's Pet of the Day.